Hello viewers! Today, we're embarking on an adventure focusing on the life of one of the legendary figures of the criminal world, the cocaine king, Pablo Escobar. He led drug trafficking, made a mark in politics, and became known for his billions. However, along with wealth and power came a series of tragic events, deaths, and escape stories. Are you ready to explore Escobar's fascinating world? Let's dive in. Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria, a pivotal figure in criminal history, was born on December 1, 1949, in Rio Negro, Colombia. His journey from impoverished beginnings to unparalleled power is both enthralling and chilling. As the third of 7 children, Escobar navigated the tough streets of Medellin, shaped by the crucible of poverty. His departure from high school at 17 marked the beginning of a tumultuous path, one that he tread with a cousin, forging a reputation that would cast long shadows. Initially involved in petty crimes like selling illegal cigarettes and car theft, Escobar's ambitions soon outstripped these minor endeavors. By the early 1970s, he had transitioned into the world of drug smuggling, engaging in a myriad of criminal activities. The year 1976 witnessed the founding of the infamous Medellin cartel, formalizing Escobar's entry into the cocaine trade. Dominating the trade in the 1980s, he established extensive smuggling routes, amassing unimaginable wealth while orchestrating brutal turf wars against rival cartels. In an unexpected turn, Escobar entered mainstream politics in 1982, securing a seat in the Colombian Congress. His dual roles blurred the lines between righteousness and malevolence. However, his zenith in 1991 led to a downward spiral, culminating in his surrender and imprisonment in La Catedral. The failed attempt to relocate him in 1992 marked the unraveling of the once mighty Medellin cartel. The final act unfolded on December 1993 as Colombian forces closed in on Escobar in Medellin. A dramatic rooftop confrontation concluded in his demise, putting an end to a reign of terror. Escobar's legacy is a tapestry of contradictions, with heinous crimes juxtaposed against perceived benevolence. His death triggered mourning from thousands, underscoring the complex narrative that continues to captivate and polarize opinions. Pablo Escobar's ascent concluded with perhaps one of the most striking collapses in criminal history. The downfall of the Medellin cartel marked the end of an era, signaling a chaotic and tumultuous conclusion. As the late 1980s approached, Escobar's nightmare swiftly became a harsh reality. The government initiated stringent measures against his cartel, and the US proposed assistance to overthrow this criminal empire. It was a harbinger of an inevitable conflict. Amidst desperation, Escobar found himself facing his own death sentence. The choice between fleeing to live in exile or resisting and awaiting his inevitable fate became an arduous decision. After escaping from La Catedral prison, he lived in exile for a while, but this was akin to knowing he couldn't escape his destiny. In 1993, Colombian security forces cornered him in Medellin. At this point, the once magnificent empire had crumbled, marking the end of an era for both Escobar and the Medellin cartel. The final conflict signaled the demise of both Escobar and the Medellin cartel. In the midst of a chaotic confrontation, Pablo Escobar died on December 2, 1993. His death was perceived as the tragic and savage conclusion to his rise. The life and death of Pablo Escobar symbolized the closing of a chapter in criminal history. His story, filled with wealth, power, and downfall, provides a meditation on the darker aspects of human nature for those who contemplate it. Pablo Escobar's journey in Colombia's drug trade marked a tumultuous era of unprecedented influence and subsequent downfall. As the mastermind behind the notorious Medellin cartel, Escobar orchestrated a rise to power that not only reshaped the dynamics of the drug market, but also left an indelible mark on Colombia's socio-political landscape. In the early 1980s, Escobar's audacious strategies propelled the Medellin cartel to the forefront of the cocaine trade. The magnitude of their operations was staggering, with vast quantities of cocaine smuggled from Colombia to the United States. However, this ascent came at a steep cost. violence and turmoil gripped Colombia as the cartel engaged in brutal tactics to maintain dominance. Escobar's journey went beyond mere drug trafficking. It was a complex interplay of power, politics, and societal influence. The cartel, under his leadership, wielded immense power, influencing not only the drug market, but also shaping Colombia's destiny. Despite the criminal nature of their operations, the Medellin cartel garnered support by strategically investing in local communities, albeit with a self-serving agenda. At its zenith, the Medellin cartel, led by Escobar, stood as a formidable force. Yet, this meteoric rise sowed the seeds of its own destruction. Escobar's death and the subsequent collapse of the cartel marked a turning point in Colombia's history, leaving behind a legacy of controversy and chaos. Escobar's journey, though marred by violence and criminality, remains a compelling chapter in the annals of Colombia's drug trade. It reflects the intricate interplay between individual ambition, societal impact, and the inevitable consequences that accompany the pursuit of power in the shadowy realm of organized crime. The emergence of the Medellin cartel marked a pivotal moment in the world of organized crime. Its foundation, intricately woven by Pablo Escobar, underscored a reign of power that sent shockwaves through Colombia and beyond. The cartel's ascent from a regional player to a global powerhouse was orchestrated with precision, and at its helm was the enigmatic and ruthless figure of Pablo Escobar. As the cartel's architect, Escobar skillfully navigated the complex web of drug trafficking, consolidating power through a series of strategic maneuvers. The Medellin cartel, under his leadership, became synonymous with the cocaine trade, flooding international markets with unprecedented quantities of the illicit substance. Escobar's leadership style was a fusion of brutality and charisma. While he employed ruthless tactics to eliminate rivals and dissenters, his ability to connect with the masses, especially in his hometown of Medellin, was unparalleled. Escobar presented himself as a Robin Hood figure, providing for the impoverished while simultaneously engaging in illicit activities that fueled his empire. The cartel's influence extended far beyond the drug trade. Escobar delved into politics, infiltrating Colombia's corridors of power. His ability to manipulate the political landscape and protect his interests showcased a level of control that went beyond conventional criminal enterprises. However, the escalating violence and the cartel's stranglehold on Colombia drew the attention of law enforcement and rival cartels. Escobar's notoriety reached a tipping point, leading to a series of conflicts that would ultimately spell the downfall of the Medellin cartel. This chapter in the cartel's history encapsulates the paradox of Pablo Escobar, a man who, on one hand, provided for the marginalized, and on the other, unleashed unprecedented violence. It serves as a testament to the intricate interplay between crime, power, and the blurred lines that define morality in the realm of organized criminal enterprises. As the Medellin cartel solidified its dominance in Colombia, Pablo Escobar set his sights on the lucrative drug markets of the United States. The expansion into North America marked a pivotal phase in the cartel's operations and further established Escobar as a global player in the illicit drug trade. Escobar's calculated strategies for penetrating the US market involved forging alliances with local distributors and criminal networks. Cocaine, produced and trafficked by the Medellin cartel, became a pervasive force in American cities, sparking a public health crisis and triggering law enforcement responses. Simultaneously, Escobar leveraged his growing wealth to enter the realm of politics, aiming to legitimize his influence and protect his interests. His foray into Colombian politics was characterized by a dual identity: a charismatic benefactor in the eyes of some and a ruthless criminal mastermind in the eyes of others. Escobar's political ventures were marked by a complex interplay of coercion and charm. He utilized his vast resources to fund campaigns, sway elections, and even secure a seat in Colombia's Congress. This dual role as both a criminal and a lawmaker blurred the lines between legality and illegality, creating a unique and unprecedented situation in the annals of organized crime. The dichotomy of Escobar's persona a seemingly benevolent public figure with a dark, criminal underbelly, added layers to the complexity of the Medellin cartel's operations. The intertwining of crime and politics reached a crescendo, bringing both acclaim and condemnation to Escobar and his sprawling criminal empire. This chapter illuminates the intricate connections between the drug trade, political maneuvering, and the challenges faced by law enforcement in curbing the influence of a criminal enterprise that transcended borders and blurred traditional boundaries between crime and governance. In the aftermath of his political ventures, Pablo Escobar's life took an unexpected turn with the construction of a lavish prison named La Catedral. Intended to be a fortress of his own design, this opulent facility symbolized Escobar's ability to manipulate the system, even from behind bars. La Catedral, nestled in the Colombian mountains, became a luxurious retreat for Escobar. It featured amenities unheard of in standard prisons, including a soccer field, a waterfall, and personalized living quarters. Escobar's incarceration, far from being a punishment, resembled a self-imposed exile where he continued to orchestrate criminal activities and maintain his iron grip on the Medellin cartel. The prison, however, soon transformed into a focal point of controversy. Escobar's unchecked power and influence within La Catedral drew the ire of Colombian authorities and the United States. Negotiations between Escobar and the government reached a critical juncture, ultimately culminating in a daring escape that further exemplified the audacity of the notorious drug lord. Escobar's flight from La Catedral marked a turning point in his criminal career. The brazen escape not only exposed the shortcomings of the Colombian justice system, but also intensified the international manhunt for Escobar. As he vanished into hiding, the world watched with bated breath, and law enforcement agencies redoubled their efforts to bring him to justice. This segment delves into the surreal world of La Catedral, unraveling the intricacies of Escobar's unconventional imprisonment and the dramatic escape that would echo through history. It explores the challenges faced by authorities in contending with a criminal who seemed to effortlessly evade the constraints of conventional incarceration. As the Medellin cartel, under Pablo Escobar's command, soared to unparalleled heights of power and influence, it simultaneously attracted the attention and ire of rival cartels. The zenith of Escobar's reign marked the beginning of a perilous chapter, with the once dominant cartel becoming entangled in a complex web of conflicts that would prove instrumental in its eventual collapse. This segment meticulously dissects the escalating tensions between the Medellin cartel and formidable adversaries, most notably the Cali cartel. The narrative unravels the intricacies of power struggles within the illicit narcotics trade, where violent confrontations and strategic moves unfolded as an inescapable reality. The repercussions of these clashes not only weakened the Medellin cartel's stranglehold on the drug trade, but also signified a seismic shift in the dynamics of the underworld. Pablo Escobar, once an untouchable figure, found himself facing relentless opposition from rival drug lords, each fiercely vying for supremacy. This part of the narrative intricately explores the cunning maneuvers and ruthless tactics employed by adversaries seeking to topple Escobar from his throne. The narrative climaxes with the inevitable downfall of the Medellin cartel, culminating in the dramatic demise of its enigmatic leader, Pablo Escobar. A relentless pursuit by law enforcement, coupled with internal strife and external threats, pushed Escobar to the brink. This section chronicles the events leading to his demise on December 6, 1993, and scrutinizes the enduring impact of his death on the volatile landscape of the drug trade. Through a riveting exploration of cartel wars and Escobar's tumultuous fate, viewers are immersed in the intricate and perilous world of late 20th century drug trafficking. In the shadowy corridors of criminal history, December 2, 1993 stands as an indelible and transformative date. The day the notorious drug lord Pablo Escobar met his dramatic and definitive end. This segment unfurls the intricate tapestry of events surrounding Escobar's demise, meticulously tracing the tumultuous journey leading up to that fateful day and unraveling the seismic aftermath that profoundly reshaped the complex landscape of the illicit drug trade. As the vies of law enforcement agencies tightened in their relentless pursuit of Escobar, a high-stakes cat-and-mouse game unfolded on the labyrinthine streets of Medellin. This narrative plunges into the heart of the action, exploring the dynamic interplay between the pursuing authorities and one of the world's most elusive and cunning criminals. The climactic confrontation, etched into the annals of criminal law, transpired on an unassuming rooftop in Medellin. Here, Escobar's nefarious odyssey reached its apogee. This segment masterfully recounts the final, tension-laden moments of the notorious drug lord, painting a vivid tableau of the visceral intensity of the firefight that ensued. The narrative is charged with the raw energy of the chaotic and violent clash that marked the culmination of the extensive manhunt. Escobar's death sent shockwaves reverberating globally, fundamentally altering the dynamics of the drug trade and law enforcement landscape. While celebrated as a triumph against organized crime, it also left a tumultuous void, sparking power struggles and escalating violence among rival factions vying for dominance in the aftermath. This section endeavors to offer viewers an immersive, detailed, and gripping account of the events that inexorably led to the demise of Pablo Escobar. Through meticulous storytelling, it aims to transport the audience to the heart of one of the most notorious and epical chapters in modern criminal history, inviting them to witness the dramatic conclusion of Escobar's audacious and perilous criminal saga. This segment orchestrates a cinematic journey through the rise and fall of the notorious Medellin cartel, a criminal symphony led by the maestro of illicit trade, Pablo Escobar. As we traverse the clandestine corridors of power, viewers witness the cartel's ascension to notoriety and its eventual descent into chaos. The overture begins with the genesis of the Medellin cartel, exploring the socio-political landscape that provided fertile ground for the seeds of organized crime to take root. Pablo Escobar's ascent to the throne is narrated, detailing the ruthless strategies and audacious maneuvers that propelled him to the upper echelons of criminal eminence. The narrative then crescendos into the cartel's zenith, painting a vivid picture of its stranglehold on the global drug trade. Viewers are immersed in the intricate web of operations, from coca cultivation in the Andean foothills to the distribution network stretching across continents. The cartel's audacious exploits and Escobar's strategic genius come to the forefront. However, as the symphony reaches its zenith, dissonant chords begin to emerge. Internal strife, external pressures, and escalating violence fracture the once unified criminal orchestra. The segment navigates the tumultuous downfall of the Medellin cartel, from the US-led efforts to dismantle it to the internal power struggles that hastened its collapse. This segment is a visual and narrative crescendo, capturing the operatic rise and fall of the Medellin cartel. It invites viewers to witness the complex interplay of power, ambition, and inevitable downfall that defined one of the most infamous criminal enterprises in history. Embark on an enthralling journey into the heart of the narco underworld as we explore the riveting saga of rival cartels and the dramatic downfall of Pablo Escobar. This pivotal episode unveils the intricacies of cartel dynamics, showcasing the precarious balance of power within the Medellin cartel and the external threats that propel its descent into chaos. As rival cartels circle like vultures, seeking dominance in the lucrative drug trade, alliances are forged and shattered in a relentless struggle for supremacy. The narrative delves deep into the complexities of these criminal alliances, exposing the fragile trust that underpins the volatile world of narcotics trafficking. The viewer is thrust into a high-stakes game where loyalties are disposable and survival demands a constant dance between cunning strategy and unbridled ruthlessness. Against the backdrop of escalating tensions, the noose tightens around Escobar. The story unravels the relentless pursuit by the DEA and Colombian authorities, exploring the shadowy maneuvers that define this tumultuous chapter. The narrative meticulously traces the intricate web of deception, retribution, and ever-shifting alliances that characterize Escobar's precarious position. In the heart of these shadow games, witness the apex of the conflict, culminating in the fateful events of December 2nd, 1993. Escobar's demise becomes inevitable, and the consequences of a life steeped in crime unfold with a gripping intensity. This episode serves as a poignant reminder of the transient nature of power, the high stakes of the criminal world, and the ultimate price paid in the pursuit of empire. As the shadow games play out, the viewer is left on the edge of their seat, gripped by the suspense of Escobar's final act and the seismic impact it has on the criminal landscape. Journey into the climactic moments that mark the end of an era, the fall of Pablo Escobar. This episode unfolds the dramatic events leading to Escobar's demise on December 2nd, 1993, and examines the far-reaching consequences of his death on the Medellin cartel and the landscape of the global drug trade. As the walls close in on Escobar, the narrative navigates the intricate dance between the drug lord, Colombian authorities, and the United States. Explore the relentless pursuit by the DEA, the Colombian National Police, and the elite search bloc, culminating in a final showdown on the rooftops of Medellin. This riveting account details the high-stakes operation that brought an end to Escobar's reign and the simultaneous dismantling of the Medellin cartel. The episode delves into the aftermath of Escobar's death, exploring the power vacuum left in the wake of the kingpin's demise. Witness the splintering of the Medellin cartel as rival factions vie for control, plunging the narco landscape into a chaotic power struggle. The narrative unfolds with a sense of urgency, capturing the turbulence that ensues and the ripple effects felt throughout the global drug trade. Pablo Escobar's death serves as a seismic moment in the history of organized crime, reshaping the dynamics of the drug trade and leaving an indelible mark on Colombia. This episode offers a compelling exploration of the consequences, both immediate and enduring, of the demise of one of the world's most notorious criminals. In the final chapter of this saga, we dissect the multifaceted legacy left behind by Pablo Escobar. Explore the enduring controversies surrounding his memory, from the contested narratives of his philanthropic efforts to the persistent accusations of ruthlessness and violence. This episode navigates the complex terrain of Escobar's posthumous reputation and the various ways in which his life continues to shape public discourse. Dive into the controversies surrounding Escobar's political endeavors and social initiatives. Unpack the ongoing debates about the authenticity of his contributions to the communities he claimed to uplift, examining the blurred lines between altruism and manipulation. This episode scrutinizes the polarized perspectives on Escobar's impact on Colombian society, exploring how his legacy is simultaneously romanticized and vilified. The narrative ventures beyond Colombia, probing the global fascination with Escobar's story. Investigate the role of media and popular culture in perpetuating the mythos surrounding the drug lord, from best-selling books to blockbuster television series. Examine the ethical questions raised by the commodification of Escobar's life and crimes, as well as the potential glamorization of criminality. As we unravel the layers of Pablo Escobar's legacy, this episode invites reflection on the broader implications of lionizing or demonizing complex historical figures. It prompts a critical examination of the narratives we construct around notorious individuals and the impact of these narratives on collective memory and cultural consciousness. As we bring this journey to a close, Pablo Escobar's life unfolds as a captivating narrative, a narrative of power, ambition, and a legacy that resonates with both awe and unease. The intricate dance between good and evil, woven into the fabric of his story, serves as a compelling reminder of the nuanced nature of human existence. As we step away, let the echoes of Escobar's complex legacy linger, encouraging us to explore the intricate shades of morality that define our shared history.